Failure is the only way to become what you want to become. You need to be able to visualize everything very clearly, but more than that, you need to be able to do those things without fear of failure. The only way to build your life is through failure. And I believe that's the hardest thing. The hardest thing is being embarrassed. The hardest thing is being, seen as a loser, or to feel to yourself that you're a loser. You may not even give a fuck about anybody, but the standard that you hold yourself to makes you afraid to be a failure. I get that. But if you're ambitious, and I'm assuming you are if you're seeing this, you need to understand that failure is your best friend. And if you can acquaint yourself with failure and reiteration enough, then you can do anything, be anything, transform any situation. Because you will be able to go through the simulation so many times without any fear of public ostracy. You'll be able to do things that the average man isn't necessarily direly afraid of, but it makes him too uncomfortable. So he doesn't want to be uncomfortable. You need to not just be comfortable with being uncomfortable, but to logically dismember the concept of being uncomfortable. And you do this in multiple areas and you get multiple rewards. You need to create a logic that fully serves who you need to become. If you're ambitious, and you're probably gonna have to do some pretty bad shit too. Or you had to go without people knowing you did some pretty good shit, and they could think some pretty bad shit. Whatever, it doesn't matter. You need to expand your mind and think about what that could mean, what that could do to your psyche when it happens. Because if you want to be ambitious, you have to understand that it will happen. You will have a lot of enemies. The whole thing about life is, we all know it's a simulation, but we can't prove it. And you really start to understand is when you begin to really feel success. The ability to go anywhere and do anything as long as you stay focused on your vision and your mission. And that is very hard to people because they've never seen success or felt success. So to them, success feels like chance, like a unicorn event. But in reality, that could not be any further from the truth. Success is just a product of discipline and failure, reiteration, repeated endlessly. That's how we became the superior species. We was not always the superior species. And it's our job to keep going. It is your job to push the human race further, to do it for all the people who are afraid. So, instead of wasting your energy trying to understand the woes of every individual in your path and trying to be a hero on the individual level, stick to your ambition and how your mission helps others, even in ways that they don't understand. Because energy is more important than money. Energy is more important than anything in the material plane, because energy is everything in the material plane. Therefore, you should treat your energy as you would treat a child, your child. Something that you truly love, that you can't lose, that you can't afford to lose. It should be something that you wouldn't trade for any ridiculous thing. But the issue is, people don't think that at all. And that's the issue. That's a grave, grave issue. If nobody's respecting their energy, then all energy is up for sale to the highest bidder. Data, control of companionship, whatever. And as a businessman, you have to understand that as well and not be a woe to the fallen souls. You have a job to do. If it costs you the sacrificing of others' energy who are not wise enough to wake up themselves and control their energy, so fucking be it. You use their energy better than they do. And I promise you their ancestors will be thankful. I promise you that. Once you start to get an understanding of energy and you start to actually invest your energy in high returning assets, high returning people, people that make you feel abundant, and you'll notice the opportunities come flowing in. Because not only will you learn to give proper energy to proper thoughts, you will learn to not give energy to improper thoughts, improper people, improper situations, improper feelings, improper doubts. You will only know the one way. Therefore, nothing will stop you. And the material reality will soon catch up to that energy output. I guarantee it.